Hey, my fellow anglers and fishing fanatics. Your friend and fishing expert is here with another breakdown to help you land that dream catch. Today, we're diving deep into the fishing forecast for Australia on Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. And let me tell you, friends, this day is shaping up to be quite special, with some interesting weather shifts that could really turn on the bite. Now let's talk tactics for some of Australia's most exciting species. First up, for all you blue water adventurers along the southeast coast, we're talking about the big guns, marlin, tuna, and mahi-mahi. February is peak season, and these powerful pelagics are around in fantastic numbers. The consistently high water temperatures, hovering around 23 to 27 degrees Celsius, are like a magnet for tropical visitors.
Where to find them? Head offshore, particularly around the continental shelf and at any fish aggregation devices, or FADs, if you're targeting those vibrant dolphin fish. The East Australian current is bringing hot water, pushing these billfish and tuna closer to the coast. In places like Port Stephens, New South Wales, or even off Jervis Bay, you might be surprised how close to shore these giants can be found. What to use? For marlin and tuna, trolling with live slimy mackerel or skip baits is a classic, unbeatable tactic. For mahi-mahi, switch to bright, flashy skirted lures or small pusher head lures. Don't forget a heavy spinning outfit with poppers or stick baits if you spot them feeding on the surface. It's an exhilarating fight. Next, let's bring it inshore to our beloved flathead on the southeast coast. These cunning ambush predators are actively feeding in February. Where to find them? Look for them on sandy flats, along drop-offs, near weed beds, and around the edges of channels in bays and estuaries. They love to lie in wait for an easy meal. The clearing weather by late morning should see them moving onto shallower feeding grounds. What to use? Light to medium spin gear with soft plastics is incredibly effective. Think prawn imitations, grub tails, or paddle tail plastics in natural colors, around 100 to 120 millimeters. Work them slowly along the bottom with short hops and pauses. Bait fishers, a freshly caught pilchard or a live poddy mullet on a running sinker rig will always tempt a hungry flathead. And for our friends up in the tropical north, specifically around Darwin, it's barramundi time. February is right in the middle of the wet season, which means the rivers and creeks are pumping. Where to find them? The rising water levels push barramundi into freshwater billabongs and estuaries to feed and spawn. Focus your efforts in places like the Mary River, Adelaide River, and Shady Camp. Look for them around snags, rock bars, and any structure where they can ambush prey as the water recedes with the tides. What to use? Hard-bodied lures that dive to varying depths, particularly those with a strong, vibrating action, are deadly. Soft plastics like paddle tails or jerk shades rigged weedless are also highly effective, especially when worked around heavy cover. For bait, live mullet or prawns are hard to beat. All right, let's break down the conditions for February 4th, 2026 across Australia. Weather. The day starts with some early morning light rain and mist, particularly around midnight to 6 a.m., with precipitation tapering off to almost nothing by 9 a.m. Temperatures will be comfortable, starting around 21 degrees Celsius in the early morning and rising to a pleasant 24 degrees Celsius by noon and throughout the afternoon, eventually settling at 23 degrees Celsius at night. The wind will be light to moderate, generally shifting from southwesterly to easterly in the early hours, then westerly to southerly later in the day, reaching about 15 kilometers per hour in the afternoon. The atmospheric pressure might be a little unstable with the early morning rain, but it looks like it will stabilize and potentially rise as the day clears, which is usually a good sign for fishing after the initial instability. Water temperature. This is a key factor, friends, and it's looking fantastic. February is generally the warmest month for Australia's coastal waters. For the southeast coast, average water temperatures are around 23 to 24 degrees Celsius, with Sydney reaching up to 27 degrees Celsius on this day in past years. This warmth is exactly what gets those pelagic species fired up and keeps inshore fish like flathead active. In the tropical north, expect even warmer waters, perfect for barramundi. Moon phase. On February 4th, 2026, we have a waning gibbous moon with approximately 87 to 94% illumination. In the fishing world, a waning gibbous phase is often considered quite favourable. Many anglers report increased activity as the moon gradually shrinks, especially during the major and minor feeding periods indicated by the moonrise and moonset. This strong illumination can also make night fishing productive, drawing predatory fish into shallower waters under the bright moon. Overall fish activity. Given these conditions, I am calling the overall fishing for Australia on February 4th as good to excellent, particularly for game fish offshore and active predators in the estuaries and tropical rivers. The early morning rain might cause a slight lull, but as the skies clear and temperatures warm, the fish should become very active. The warm water is crucial and the moon phase generally supports good feeding behavior. This is a prime time for a variety of species, from the mighty marlin to the territorial barramundi. So, my friends, get ready. This day looks like it holds some serious potential. Remember, a bad day of fishing is still better than a good day at work. Tight lines, everyone, and I wish you all the very best of luck out there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up if you found it helpful, and drop a comment below. What are your plans for February 4th? What's your favourite February catch in Australia? Share your stories and tips with our amazing community.